Hello, my name is Karen, and some of you may recognise me from a documentary that was recorded back in February 2008. So I am here to tell you my story. The documentary that was filmed was actually a Homeland security documentary about Chicago Airport, and I was actually denied entry. So I'd like to actually tell you the true events that happened to that and what led up to that, and sort of what's been the result 4 years on and how that has affected me and my family. Basically in 2000, back in December 2007, I had lost my mum, and it was a very upsetting time. So me and my brothers decided it would be best for me to go and stay with them for 6 months and just be around family for that time. So I handed in my notice at work and bought my ticket and had my 6-month tourist visa. And I've always had a 6-month tourist visa in my passport since I was 18. I've always had a 10-year tourist visa, which I can go away for 6-month periods to the USA and then return. And that's a privilege that I have never abused. I've never overstayed on a tourist visa or anything like that. So I arrive at Chicago Airport, and I also took the decision to bring my cat with me as well, because they've now changed the laws in America where you no longer have to have your animal quarantined. So it seemed perfect. I didn't have to look for somebody to take care of my cat, and I'm going away for 6 months. I'd want to be with my cat anyway. So when I was there, I got stopped and then asked to be further in sort of questioned. And while I was there, I was given quite an intense interrogation. Now, they wanted to know why I was going for a 6-month vacation, why I got my cat, and as far as they were concerned, it was all suspicious that I was gone for 6 months and that I had my cat with me. And then they looked through my luggage and saw that I had photos as well. So as far as they were concerned, a cat, photos, it was a done deal. I was going to become an illegal immigrant. As far as they were concerned, that was their conclusion. So if the actual questioning had been, carried out thoroughly, you could see that all the pictures were of my brothers. But it was a case of, got pictures, it's a done deal, that's it, I'm running away. So so basically, they decided that they would deny me entry. Now, I've been travelling back and forth to America for 20 years, and I've always stayed for long periods of time, 3 months, 4 months, and I've never overstayed. And the system actually shows that I've always gone back and forth. And even the officer said to me, oh, you travel over quite a bit. And if you watch the actual documentary, you'll actually hear him say that. So the evidence, the historical evidence that I travel back and forth to America a lot, and I've never overstayed or done anything inappropriate to break the law, shows in itself what my intentions were. And under the circumstances, as far as losing my mum, it wouldn't really be out of the ordinary that I'd want to go for a 6-month vacation. And especially showing the history that I have always travelled there and come back. And being a British citizen as well, I have a waiver, so I don't really need to have to become illegal. And maybe there are some people that have done that, but in reality it's not something that I've ever felt that I've needed to do or I've ever wanted to do, because I've always been able to just go over whenever I've wanted to. So it's never even been something that's ever even entered my head to become an illegal citizen. So it was quite a shock for me that they came to that conclusion. And I do feel that I was a victim of basically the documentary that was being filmed. I think that that was sort of used to just make an example of me, and you know, for whatever reasons, you know, you can come to your own conclusions as to, you know, documentaries is being made, and you know, everybody sort of wants to be in it, and I feel I was just made an example of without really looking probably further into the hard facts. When I was interrogated, I was told that, well, wasn't told, I was practically shouted at by one of the officers, where he suddenly raised his voice and started repeating, "You're running away, you're running away," and you know, and I thought, wow, you know, you're accusing me of something or that's actually not taking place here. I know I'm going for a 6-month recuperation with my family, and this officer is practically yelling at me that I'm running away and that I have my life in my suitcase. Now, I did say to the officer that, you know, if he'd like to see my flat in London, he would know that my life was not in my suitcase. You know, I have my lovely home here, but that wasn't really taken into consideration. So I'm here today to tell you that, you know, a mistake was made, whether it was a deliberate mistake just for the benefit of the documentary, or if it actually was a genuine mistake. You know, I feel that I was a victim of an injustice that was carried out. You know, a wrong decision was made, and you know, that happens, and you know, really, I'm sure that there's a lot of other people that have been in the same situation, where, you know, completely innocent, you're going on holiday, and for a few reasons, maybe, you know, you've lost your job, and you know, they think because you haven't got a job to come back to, then you must be wanting to become illegal. Now, you know, I'm very proud of not only my British heritage, but my Welsh heritage as well. And while there may be people from, you know, the UK that may have ever gone over and become illegal, it's not something that I would ever want to do. You know, to give that up and to almost be a fugitive. It's not something that appeals to me. So, you know, my plea is to the people actually work in that department is, you know, when you're carrying out the investigations, that, you know, there are innocent people that are being victimized just by, you know, a few things being put together, and you know, 2 and 2 coming up with 8 when that's not really the case. And also, this is also a plea really to the President of the United States that you know, for your help in actually being able to do something about this situation, because now I can't enter the United States unless I have a visa. And after this actually happened, I went to the embassy and I applied for a visa, and I was denied a visa. The lady didn't like the fact that I had been denied entry and denied me the visa. So I have not been to visit my brothers now in 4 years, going on 5 years. I've missed out on a lot. I've not been able to see my little nephew as a baby. There's so much that, you know, we've all missed out on as a family. It's greatly upset them, and they are American citizens as well. So as American citizens, it would not be in their interest for me to become illegal. The officer actually spoke to my brother and actually talked with him over the phone, and my brother did assure him that I'd be coming back in 6 months. So, you know, it doesn't really make any sense, especially after speaking to my brother as well. But the fact is that they were upset about that decision, and they felt really, really let down by the system. And also that when I was actually there and this happened to me, there were some officers there in the night time that when they took me out of the holding cell and took me for something to eat, and some of the officers asked me what actually happened, they said to me, we don't feel that that's fair what's happened to you, and we'll see what we can do to try and overturn the situation. And they were actually quite appalled at the way that I'd been treated and what happened. So that morning I could even hear them from the holding cell. I could hear them saying, is there any way we can get this girl to her brother? But unfortunately, once a decision has been made with Homeland Security, that's it. The decision can't be overturned. Now, when they would take me to board the airport, they took me out of a back exit where I had to enter a lift. And as I entered the lift, they told me to turn around and face the wall, which was quite horrible because, that's the way maybe you would treat a common criminal. But to tell somebody in the lift to turn around and face the wall, I felt was quite brutal and a form of bullying. Like they were getting some sick enjoyment of being able to have that control of telling me to turn around and face the wall. So I don't feel that the treatment that I had there was very professional as well. And the way that I was questioned and some of the questioning. The documentary shows 7 minutes of the event, when in fact they actually filmed for practically 24 hours. They were there all evening, and then in the morning also they were there filming. So from what has been edited, it makes me look guilty of sin. But in fact, what can be portrayed from a documentary is not the reality. That really was not the case. So there's nothing more that I can do than for somebody in authority, such as the President of the United States, to be able to help and to bring justice to this, and just to help me to be reunited with my brothers, that I can go over for vacations without having to worry about being denied entry. I thank you for listening. I will also be uploading some more YouTube videos which will show our family and all the times that I've gone to visit, and I hope that sort of puts across the sort of family that we are, that we're genuine, we're not people that would ever want to do anything illegal, break the law. Thank you.